That's great. All right, now the trick for me is going to be to remember where we ended last week. Ah, here we did. Okay. So let's do a little bit of review from the last week, just because. Amy, the dog's blanket, please, if he's going to be on the couch. Just because I want to make sure we have a little bit of review. All right, the sign for hate. Can anybody show me the sign for hate? As in, I hate that. It's not what I want. Yes, Tanner got it. Hate. So you take your sensitive fingers and your thumbs and throw it away. I hate it. And the more you hate it, the more you're going to, ugh. Okay, and show me on your face. The sign for encourage. To encourage another person, yes, to help them along, you're going to kind of push them along. You encourage them. All right, encourage them. All right, if I'm going to tell you something, what is the sign for tell or say? Yes, Ethan's got it. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say it so it comes straight out of my mouth. Tell or say. Now, if you're talking with someone, what would be the sign for talk? Yeah, you can do either one. You can use your index finger and you can show two people talking, kind of close to your mouth. Or you can, this is the sign for chat or conversation. We're just having a chat. It's a casual conversation. So you have, and maybe this is more than one person. You're kind of chatting, okay? Say hello, Amy.
Hi.
Amy is sitting here eating a donut beside me, and I haven't even had lunch. How rude is that? Like, don't even know how to say. All right, the sign for lie. Thou shalt not lie. Okay, Tanner's got false. The words coming sideways out of your mouth, that's false. The sign for lie is the complete opposite. Straight out the side. One finger, right. You lied to me. And I don't know what your parents do when you lie, but I know that lying in my household is extremely punishable by death. No, not by death, but very close. You might get away with a lot of things, but if I have found out that you have lied to me, it is game over. Well, not you, but my children. Although if you lie to me, I might have some choice words to say to you as well. All right, want. I do not want you to lie. I want you to tell the truth. The sign for want. I want it. My precious. I want it. Okay? So want, you just grab your hands and you're like, you're trying to bring it in. I want that. Okay? The sign for find. Go find that. Yeah, you just go find it. You can use your index finger, you can use your middle finger, it doesn't really matter. Go find it for me. I need you to find that. Okay? Find. The sign for bring. Chloe, please bring me a cup of coffee. Bring, that's right. You're going to bring it. Chloe says she's trying to finish school. I say, what's more important, school or your mother's coffee?
Coffee! I like school!
Chloe, our day has been really messed up today. So she is saying that, yes, coffee, exactly. She says that coffee is more important, but she really is trying to get done her schoolwork. All right, so that's the sign for bring. What about the sign for help? Please help me with those chores. The sign for help, you have your flat hand, help. Help. Okay, so you're lifting that person up, you're helping that person. Okay? The sign for care. Care. Kindness in the sense of caring for someone or caring for something. The sign for care. Does anybody remember? Yeah, Ethan's got it. So you put your K hands on top of each other and make circles. That's a sign for care. Care. It's also the sign for, does anybody remember? It's the sign for supervise. So if you're going to supervise someone or supervise something, that's also this, because it's like eyes, and you might kind of turn them over like this so you can actually see the eyes like that. But that's the sign for supervise and the sign for care. So they are very similar. All right, we have somebody else joining us. I'm going to move this a little bit in. Okay, I don't know if that really worked. Did not do what I wanted it to do. All right. Okay, so that's the sign for care. Did we cover the sign for teasing, joking, teasing? We did cover that. Okay, so the sign for tease. So your X hands on top of each other and they just brush out. I'm teasing you. I'm just joking. I'm teasing. Okay? The sign for drive, as in I'm going to go drive the car. I'm going to go drive something. I'm going to drive you crazy. Yeah, you just grab the steering wheel and drive. Boys, it's kind of like, you know, because you're going really fast. Anyways, okay. You guys are just like not smiling at me or anything today. I'm very disappointed. Speaking of which, the sign for disappointed, your middle fingers. I'm disappointed. You just drag them down. You gotta show me I'm disappointed. So disappointed. All right. The sign for with. Do you remember that one? I would like a donut with my coffee. So I want a donut with my coffee. All right. So the sign for with. Now, the sign for with and together are very similar. So obviously, if you're doing something together, that means you are with someone, but you're doing it together. And so with that person, you're doing the same thing. So just little circles, that's the sign for together. Okay? All right, so that's a little bit of a review. We did the signs for to hear, like hearing things or I hear your voice. Did we cover that? You can tap your ear. Yeah, I'm hearing you. That would be a very natural gesture that we would use. So do you remember I said that deaf people obviously don't hear with their ears, right? What do they hear with? What does a deaf person hear with? What do they use to hear? Well, they use their hands to talk, so this is like their mouth, but they use their eyes to hear. To listen, they listen with their eyes, okay? Because their ears do not work for whatever reason. So, to hear, you're going to take, for the sign here, you're going to take your H hand, technically, and you're going to put your thumb beside your eye, and then you hear. This is like the sound would be in our ears. Well, that's what it does for their eyes. Their eyes are moving, watching, your hands move, okay? So that's the sign for hear. So the sign for listen, they use the L hand. I'm going to listen, hear. You can do, this, if you do this, this is the sign for sound. The sound, they know that sound comes in, for hearing people, the sound is in our ears, and so they will use that for sound. If something's really noisy, they might, oh, there's so much sound, okay? But in general, this is hear and listen, okay? Now, if I wanted to say, oh, I see you sitting there, I will take my V hand, these are like my eyes, on one side, I see you. So turn them around so that your hand is facing yourself. There you go. And then you're seeing, your eyes see. Now, remember, I think last time I told you, it used to be that we were taught it's see, because you know you have an eye here and an eye here. But what did I tell you happened? Do you remember? Yeah, Ethan's doing it, Will's doing it. So many times I would catch my glasses and flip them right off my face. And then I saw somebody sign it like this, and I thought, oh, I can do that without either poking myself in the eye or flipping my glasses off my face. So the sign for see, okay? Now, if you're going to say, oh, I'm looking at that today, I'm going to look at you, I'm looking at the car. You turn it over. You're looking. Because this is like your actual eyes are seeing the things in front of you. But if you're looking, then your eyes are looking outwards. Okay? So you just flip it around and you're looking. Okay? Now the sign for sit. Does anybody have any guesses? Yeah, exactly. This is your chair. I think we actually did cover that. This is your chair, and you have legs, that hopefully, unless you're really short, then your feet might stick out like that. So the sign for sit. This is also the sign that they will use for chair. If they're going to tell you, oh, I need a chair, they'll just say, hey, where's my chair? Bring me a chair, because you sit on it. So the sign for chair and sit are the same. Okay, how many of you can guess what the sign for stand might be? As in stand up. Right, yeah, stand up. Doesn't matter if your hand is like this or like this, really. It's just you're showing the two legs standing. Okay? Sign for stand. So, what do you think the sign for fall might be? As in I'm falling. Yes, right, Jeremy, absolutely. So you're standing and then you fall. It's pretty easy. You fall. It's not hard, not complicated. You fall. Okay? And then if you are a just man, falleth 7 times, but riseth again, don't you know? And so, if you have fallen, then you can stand back up. All right. The sign for come, as in come here, I need to speak with you. Yes, I think we did cover this. It used to be that they would use fingers and roll it in towards you, and you'll still see that. Come here, or I'm coming with you. But a lot of times, they just say, hey, come on, we're going. Or if they're like saying, come here, it's come here. You, come here. All of you, come. Why aren't you moving? Get off your bums and come. No, come. No, I guess you can't. But that would be, oh, he's caught here on this cord. All right. So those are some different ways that you can sign come. Chloe's trying to get out of schoolwork, and I'm caving. All right, so the sign for go. This was the sign for come, and this used to be the sign for go. That you would roll up, and sometimes if I eat a big meal, I feel like that's the way I'm going. I'm rolling out the door. But a lot of times it's come and it's go. We're going to go to the store. We're going to come back home. It's pretty natural gestures, really, for those ones. The sign for beg. I do not let our dog beg at the table. Nothing worse than a dog that begs at the table. The sign for beg, you're begging. This is the other person's hand and you're begging. You're begging for what they have. So you're just kind of drag. You don't have to grab your wrist. You just want to kind of hold it. Oh, please, I want it. I want it really bad. No, can't have it. All right. If my children beg and plead, ooh, I beg you guys. No, because I'm that kind of mom. All right. The sign for break. Go break a leg or not, please. What do you think? How do you think we'd sign it? Break. Yeah. Break it. You break it in half. Now, there are 2 different forms of the word break. So this is to break something. My heart is broken. My nose is broken. Not really. Or you need to take a break. It's time for recess. Take a break. So the sign for that is you hold this finger out and you hook this one and pull it up. That's the sign for break, as in a break from school, or you're going to suspend something. If you get suspended from school, naughty, naughty, naughty. Okay, so that would be to suspend or a break, like I need a break. Okay, I'm tired, I need a break. Kit Kat, have you had a break today? Amy's sitting here. Wow. Wow. She's so embarrassed. All right. The sign for play. It's time to go outside and play. All right, how many of you, it's raining outside right now? No? I'm the, oh, and Will. Okay. Well, I'm not going outside to play. I can almost guarantee you Will does not look like he's going anywhere. Looks like he's pretty comfy. So I'm not going outside to play. The rest of you, I'm sure Tanner and Ethan and the Floridian sun can go out and play. Although I have to say, Ethan and Sydney did a crazy thing the other day and they walked, what was it, 5 miles, Ethan? 5 miles in like a torrential downpour. It actually, when I saw the picture, it reminded me of our time in P&G because one of the girls and I walked to the market and back, which isn't that far. It was only a couple kilometers there and back, but still, we walked to the market and back in a torrential downpour. And when we got back, I had a jean skirt on. My jean skirt was literally dripping, not just like drip, drip, drip. It was like drip, 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 drip. There were lots of drips going on. And we were absolutely drenched. I had a little bit of makeup on that day, and when we got back from the market, I had none. There was no makeup. It was kind of funny, but that's kind of what their walk reminded me of. Anyways, back to the sign for play. Take your Y hands, so you know how to make a Y, both hands, and just shake them back and forth in front of you. That's the sign for play. Let's go play. Okay, we're gonna play inside today. Okay, the sign for play. All right, now, when you're playing outside, you are not, boys, to get in a fight. How would you sign it? Yeah, you're just going to show it. Well, that would be more like boxing. So the sign for fight is you cross your fists, fight. And then just kind of back and forth, fight. Don't fight. Don't fight. Sometimes they'll sign it like this with their fists back towards yourself, brushing it back, fight. Most often it's fight. Fight. Or just give them a fist. All right. To lose something or to drop it. Can anybody guess? Yeah. Oh, I dropped it. I lost it. Oh no. That is not the sign for, oh, I lost the game. Okay, that's the sign for, oh, I lost that. I can't find it. I don't know where it is. I lost it. Okay, or I dropped it on the floor. Okay, we'll get into the other one, I'm sure, at a later date. Okay, if you want to ask a question to a deaf person, the very most important thing, or the best thing that you can do is show it in your face. When you ask a question, typically your eyebrows go down. They look like an angry bird. Not as in you're angry, but oh, well, what are you doing today? You know, you get that. Okay, everybody, you're all muted. Show me a question without asking me a question. Pretend you're asking me a question. And Will is right. If somebody said, well, your eyebrows always go down, like, whoa. But sometimes when I ask a question, it's, well, what? You know, my eyebrows will go up. So either way, it depends on the question you're asking, I guess. But show me a question on your face. With your face, show me you asking a question. You're asking your mom for something. How are you going to ask? Most of you guys just look confused, like, I don't know what's going on. What am I doing? I'm too cool for this, Miss Jen. Like, really? Okay. All right, so some of you, I don't know if you're asking a question, if you're telling me something, if you're just really bored, I'm not sure. But anyway, you can ask a question with your face. You can also tell them that you're going to ask a question by draw a question mark in the sky. That will let them know, hey, I have a question for you, okay? My question. And then you can sign whatever your question is, all right? So if you ever see a deaf person do this to you, do you see what I'm doing? I might be doing it a little bit too fast for the computer. That's their very abbreviated question mark. A lot of times they'll say, I have a question for you. And they'll just wiggle their finger at it. First time a deaf person did that to me, I was like, Is that the opposite of come here? Is that go away? Come in? I didn't know. I didn't know what they were doing. I was like, I don't know. I'm stupid. But they were just asking me a question. That's the way. I was like drawing a very careful question mark. I have a question for you. Question? Oh, question. That's easy. So, anyways, that's just that's what they do. The sign for who. The sign used to be who, because you know when you ask the question who, this is like an O. So they would just draw who. They would draw that. But now the sign is you put your, I keep bumping my computer. You put your thumb on your chin like so, and you crook your finger. Who? Who is that? I don't know if you can see or not. My hands are kind of blending into my wall. Who? Who are you? Okay? You see that? Who? I mean, when you ask them, you're not going to turn your head. Who are you talking to? I'm just doing that so that you guys can see my hands. Okay? So the sign is who. All right. The sign for what? There are two ways to sign this word as well. So sometimes you're making a statement. What happened, or I don't know what to do. So the sign for what is what. This on your paper. What is that? Okay, that's the sign. What. But more often than not, most of the time, you are just simply going to say, what? Like, what's wrong with you? What do you want to do? What's up? No, actually, there's a different sign for that. There's a sign for what's up. Anyways, so, what or what? Like, what are we doing today? What's going on? Why are you... This is kind of a... You can use this sign in a lot of different ways, but they use it most often for what? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And sometimes they'll sign it with one hand and then sign something else with their other hand. So you got to kind of really watch them. The sign for where? Oh, where is my hairbrush? How many of you know that song? My children have been singing that for the last 2 weeks. Oh, where is my hairbrush? No. Oh, she's not going to. She's too shy. All right.
My brother watched that, and it's now permanently stuck in my head for the rest of the time.
Yes, it is one of those so annoying songs that it's like, now that I have thought about it, it's probably going to be going through my head for the rest of the day. It's so frustrating. Anyway, so that is the sign for where. It's just you're asking, where is it? It's very simple. Wave your index finger back and forth, where. The sign for why. So you're going to start with your flat hand on your forehead, and as you pull it away, you're going to make a Y. Okay? Y. Okay? I'll show you off the front so that Y. Y. Okay? Oh. The puppy can't have the pillow. That's my pillow. My puppy is entirely too spoiled. He likes my pillows. He has his own pillows. All right, so the sign for why. Why? Why are you all so... Oh, you're not. You're not all ugly. You're all beautiful and handsome. All right, anyway, moving right along here. Which one do you prefer? The sign for which, not as an that kind of witch. I do that entirely too well, I think. All right, but the sign for which one? Which dog do you like better? A Chihuahua or a German Shepherd? Which one? Which one? So you have two choices, and you're going back and forth between the two. Which one do you prefer? So it's not drive. You guys stick your thumbs up, and it's which one. So you can keep your hands a little bit closer together. Keep it a controlled motions, not like, whoa, but which one? Okay, which one do you want? All right, the sign for ask. Ask me a question. Or ask for the moon, and you won't get it. Anybody have any idea what the sign for ask? Yes, Ethan's over there just signing away. Ask. Ask. Not to be confused with pray. Although, honestly, I don't use the sign for ask very often. I use the question. I have a question for you. I'm asking you a question. I use that a lot. I don't use ask very often, but it is very similar to prayer. But in ask me or I'll ask you. You can move it out to the person. I'm going to ask you to do this. Okay? The sign for pray, it's the same motion, but you're going, because when we pray, we're asking God. So we just take it up and to the right a little bit. And that's enough of a difference that the deaf understand the difference between ask and pray. All right, if you know something, what do you think the sign for know is? Oh, I know that. Okay, this is the sign for think. I think. What was it, Pooh Bear that said think? Wow, I'm really getting in touch with my childhood. Okay, think. So the sign for know, I have all the knowledge in my head. That's not true. I'm just using that as an illustration. Okay, so I know what I know. Okay, so this is all of the thoughts, knowledge, know. Okay. Amy's over here signing to me like it's some secret code.
Would you rather me shout it out?
I'm doing a class here and it's very professional. Stop talking to me. All right. Okay, so, yes, Jesus loves me. This I know. You won't sign every word. So, a lot of it is very simple and abbreviated. So, it's Jesus loves me. This I know. Why? Because the Bible tells me so. That is the sign. This is the sign for information. I'm going to share information with you. I'm going to inform you and let you know. And the Bible tells us that Jesus loves us. All right. I'm ignoring Amy, who is now in the kitchen signing to me like I am looking at her, but I'm not. All right, the sign for yes. Well, this is not the sign for yes. Sign for yes. So this is your head. Nod your head. Who was it? I think there was a preacher. Nod your pointed little head. So just up and down. Yes. Yes, that is the right answer. Okay, the sign for no. Your end fingers, I guess, no. You can do it with both hands. No. So a lot of times a preacher will say, you know, you need to say no to sin and no to self. So you can turn that around. No. So, confession time here. I'm trying to lose weight. Go figure. What woman isn't? So, a lot of times when I go and I open the fridge door, I look in and I have to say no to myself. No. All right? But you can say no. All right. Not, as in I am not happy with the fact that I am trying to lose weight. It's not a good time in my life right now. Not. So you take your thumb under your chin. Not. I am not doing that. Okay? I'm not. All right, the sign for because. You're going to take your index finger across your forehead, because, and close it as you come across your forehead, because. I'm doing that because. Now, if you use your whole hand, that's the sign for forget. I forgot something. Get it? I tell you, I should have been a comedian, but you guys are like the worst audience ever. Hardly a smile, no laughs, like you're just sitting there like, just so boring. All right, so because with one finger, forget, you wipe your memory, okay? Now, if you have completely and utterly and totally forgotten something, you're going to use your sensitive fingers, kind of cross them in front, like on your forehead, wiped your memory clean. I forgot forgot. It's like a complete memory wipe. All right. The sign for can't. I can't go to town because I've already been there, and fuel is such a ridiculous price that I can't make another trip. Okay? I can't. So this one is here, and then with your other index finger, I can't. You just kind of slap it down. I can't do that. I can't go. I can't have coffee because Chloe won't make it for me. Terrible. Terrible. All right. The sign for can. We like to tell the deaf, you can. Deaf can serve God. You can serve God. Sign for can, 2 fists, can. You can do it. You might need to try, but you can. Okay? Can't and can. We are flying through these signs. You guys are listening very well. All right. The sign for soft. The sign for soft, wet, and gentle are all the same. So it's just in the context that you're using it. But the sign for soft is you have your hands open. It's soft. You know how sometimes if something is really soft, it's like, oh, that's so soft. Wet is a little bit more like, oh, that's so wet. And then gentle and soft have similar meanings. If you're soft, you're gentle. If you're gentle, you're going to handle things softly. So that's the sign. Soft. Okay? Soft. The sign for easy, your supportive hand, and flip up the fingers on it with your other hand. Oh, that's easy. Sign language is so easy. How many think it's easy? It depends. Some of it is easy, but some of it is a little bit trickier. So it does require practice. Practice, practice, practice. And now I have another patch song. Well, I had VeggieTales. Now I have a patch song going through my head. Anyways, so easy. The sign for hard. Oh, sign language is too hard and I can't do it. You can, but it is hard sometimes. So you have your H hands and crook them and try to crack those fingers. No, don't really try. But that's the direction. That's the sign. Okay, that's too hard. It's hard to do that. Hard. Okay? The sign for full. The cup is full. I am full. You are full. Actually, I'm not full. I'm very empty right now. My stomach is extremely empty. It would like to be full. So the sign for full, this is your cup. Full. Back towards yourself. It's full.
Your coffee.
Full.
Your coffee cup will be full in just a minute.
My coffee cup is going to be full soon. That means that Chloe is making coffee for me. Say hi, Chloe.
Hi.
Yes. Oh, don't sit on the dog. All right, so full, okay? Full and enough are very similar. So full, you bring it back towards yourself. You're showing that the cup is full, right up to the top. It's full, okay? Now, if your stomach is full or you've had too much food and you're full, you might just go, oh, I'm full. The deaf like to say, oh, I'm full, meaning they're about ready to throw up, and then they'll actually make the sign like they're gonna, it's kind of funny, but it's not. Anyway, so full comes back towards yourself. If you've had enough, you're gonna go the opposite. I've had enough. Technically it's just enough out, but we help you remember by saying you can throw your hand up. No more. I've had enough. Enough. I'm full. I've had enough. Okay? Sometimes I tell my children, you know what? You better stop it. I've had enough. And that's not a good thing. Not at all. But I don't do that very often because I am very calm and sweet and kind and nice all the time. And Ethan, you can stop signing now. Hey, Darius, that's not very nice. Have I ever been mean to you? I'm trying to remember now. Maybe I have. All right, the sign for young. We have 2 minutes left. I want to cut it off at a minute so that you can say bye. Yeah, the sign for young, you just take your hands. Oh, so young. See, if you're young, you can touch your shoulders. I know that my husband has a hard time because his muscles are so big here. He's young. So the sign for young, okay? And the sign for old. Somebody show, oh, bless you, child. Blessed are you among children. All right, the sign for old. Yes, old people. Hopefully not old ladies, although I have seen some ladies that show the beard. Old. I'm so old. And you got to show it in your face. Now, if you can't do it right, don't do it at all, because it's not, oh, I'm old. It's, I'm old. Like that. Okay? Well, let's see it. Oh. Will's not doing it. Will's not listening to me. Will's occupied with something else, I can tell. All right. Okay, we have time for just a couple more. The sign for pretty. Anybody know real quick? Pretty. So you take your hand and pretty. All of your face is in the right order. Your eyes are here, not here. Your mouth is here, not here. Your nose is not up on your forehead like a unicorn, you know. Everything is as it should be. You're pretty. Now, some of you men are exceedingly handsome. And so your sign is similar. You're going to take your cupped hand like that, and all of your facial features are in line the way they should be. You are very handsome. Handsome. The sign for beautiful is just like pretty, but at the end you throw it back up. That sounded kind of gross. Yeah. But that's the sign. So, okay, so beautiful is pretty, and then it's like the Italians, oh, it's just solo, mwah. Okay? I don't know what I said there, but that's the sign, okay? All right, that's all we got, because we have less than a minute. So you can unmute and say bye if you want. I showed them ugly. And we will definitely get to more. Okay, we don't have time to mute because it's done.